Another Queen of the Skies lands in Gloucestershire as her reign comes to an end. This is the fifth British Airways 747 to come to Cotswold Airport. The airline is expected to fly more in the coming weeks. They're parked up in storage alongside nearly 50 aircraft from other airlines, the most ever seen here, an indication of the downturn in the industry. But what's the future for these iconic 747s?
Most of them will be parked up and stored for a little while. The two behind me at the moment, the Corsair aircraft, are being disassembled. The BA 747s, we're not entirely sure at the moment what's going to happen to the aircraft. Obviously they will, or some of them will be disassembled for spare parts, but as I understand, BA are looking to sell.
From your point of view, Mike, this is your job. What does the 747 mean to you?
Everyone knows the 747, and practically everyone that's flown transatlantic have flown on 747, so it's quite an amazing aircraft, really. Been around for over 50 years. Unfortunately, the time has come to retire a lot of the aircraft, especially passenger aircraft. The cargo aircraft, 74s, will continue on flying for another 10, 15 years possibly. But unfortunately, the passenger aircraft, it's just not viable to operate these huge aircraft anymore.
Of course, we all know that the 747 is known as the jumbo jet, and there's a reason for that, because it's not until you get this close do you understand just how big this aircraft is. So what was it like to fly the Queen of the Skies? Well, Pete Shaw from Wiltshire flew 747s with Virgin for 17 years. He says they were a joy to fly due to their sheer size.
From a pilot's perspective, you're very in tune with the aircraft. It's very responsive. It's always giving you feedback and enabling you to be fully aware of what's going on, and if there's any nasty weather around, you've got the reassurance that we're having four engines and the aircraft built the way Boeing constructed these aircraft around you, that you're very safe and very secure. When the main wheels, which are significantly behind us, when they touch down, we're still probably 40, 50 feet in the air. But after time, it seems very unusual when you first convert onto the 747, but after time it all becomes normal. And with the aircraft that I'm flying at the moment, the 787, it feels like I'm on a roller skate because I'm so close to the ground, and that felt very uncomfortable. And this slightly more reassuring because it's obviously a very substantial aircraft and a dream to fly.
So now the slow process of disassembling some of the 747s is underway. Engines, wheels and brakes have value, but hundreds of people have been in touch with the airport already, asking to buy a piece of the aircraft as a memento. But for the moment, they're not for sale.
How many of these do you think I've closed over the years?
Anne can understand the interest. She worked as cabin crew on 747s for 30 years, and being aboard again, well, it brings back great memories.
I have actually feelings about it. I mean, I do. I just want to sort of touch it and, you know, and because it's so familiar to me. I mean, when you're cabin crew and you're travelling all over the world with different people that you've never met before, and we all bond very, very quickly, which is great, which is part of why I love the job. But because we don't have an office, we don't have a desk, this is it. And every aircraft was the same inside. It didn't matter which. I think I've flown on all the, I can't remember how many jumbo jets British Air in my lifetime. It's 57, I think, and I might have flown on them all, you know. So, but everyone was the same inside. So, regardless of the registration, when we got on one, it was almost like we were home. It feels like home.
It was economic reality that brought the 747s to an early end. Once the pandemic hit, it was inevitable. But for many who flew and worked on them, they feel they never got to say goodbye. But they'll be here in Gloucestershire for a while. For some, this might be their final resting place. For others, there's a hope that they'll one day fly again. Steve Knibbs, BBC Points West, Cotswold Airport.